I burned myself 3 times. Hey guys, welcome back to sgCarMart Reviews. Today we have the fire-breathing Mercedes AMG CLA 45S right here. This is basically the top-of-the-range CLA 45, or rather top-of-the-range CLA variant, which is the AMG 45S. I know the biggest question that all of you guys are thinking is this car a true blue AMG? Well, one way to find out, we'll find out a little bit more about that. But first things first, let's get the elephant out of the way. Let's talk a bit about the engine. This is where the magic happens, the 2-litre power plant right here. Now pumps out 415 brake horsepower and 500 Newton meters of torque. Now this right here is a turbocharger where it spools everything up and sends everything to the 4 wheels just after 3000 RPM, and that's again where it sends your neck right to the back seat. This here is the air duct where allows the air to come in as you drive like a madman so that it can cool down the engine as much and as quickly as possible. Now said about the engine, frontal look. Now this vertical slats is what Mercedes-Benz called Pan Americana Grill. Now it sounds a bit like a coffee. It sounds like, hey, bro, can I have a cup of Pan Americana? Sounds a bit like coffee that you order from Starbucks, but no, it isn't. It just basically means the vertical slats up front makes the car look already more aggressive than it already does. And of course the badge here that tells you that it is a rather special car that you're piloting. Now around here, everything looks properly AMG. We have the AMG wheels, 19-inch of course. We have this 6-port brake which will assumingly stop the car whenever you need to. But here's where it gets a little bit weird, right? This, if you actually take a look at it, it's covered. This air intake right here, it's covered. But on the other side, over here, it's open. So I don't really know what's going on. Like, why is it one open, one closed? I mean, I don't really know, man. It looks damn weird, but let's check out the boot.
The Mercedes AMG CLA 45S Coupe is priced at $302,888,000. The 2-litre turbocharged engine produces 416 brake horsepower and 500 Newton meters of torque. The 8-speed dual-clutch transmission brings the car from 0 to 100 in 4 seconds. For more details on the Mercedes AMG CLA 45S Coupe or any other car, head on to sgCarMart.com to help you make the smart choice on your next car.
Now before we get to the boot, this right here is a little ducktail spoiler that comes standard in the CLA 45S. Now it adds a bit of class yet sportiness. It's not the sort of like spoiler that comes big and long that, you know, those big enough for you to eat your meals from, that sort of thing. Yeah, so there you have it. Now the boot. This is 460 litres worth of boot space. Now it's quite low and it's quite deep, so I suspect putting things in won't be that bad. But first let's see if it passes the anti-trolley length test. Come on, CLA! Oh, it does! It does! And the check-in luggage, so there you have it. You still have ample space to throw in more stuff like your grocery shopping, your dirty shoes, dirty clothes, not a problem. Now, it being a CLA 45 doesn't just mean that it's all about performance and nothing about functionality, because the boot space right here, there are actually catches here that allows you to knock the rear seats down 60-40. Problem is, you can uncatch it, but you have to manually push it down yourself. There you have it. Better than nothing, I guess. Okay. Seats are really cool, really sporty, comfortable to be on. You get the half red, half black, so that sort of makes it a little sportier. Not really my cup of tea. I think an all black would suffice. Maybe just add in a bit of Alcantara here and there would actually make it a very sporty place to be. But Mercedes decided to go with a full-on leather, black, red. Gets the job done, I suppose. Doesn't really look that shabby. It's not too glaring. Not like the whole place is red, so it's quite well balanced. The front seat has been adjusted to John's sitting position as usual, so I still get ample leg room. Headroom is still very reasonable despite the sloping roofline of the CLA, but that's like all CLAs actually. But I do reckon it can be better. But it's still very forgivable. Then again, I'm probably the shortest host in the industry, so it's very difficult to judge. This, you get 2 cup holders right here for your passenger and yourself. Soft touch materials here. problem is, I think center passenger will have a little bit of a problem because you can't really put your feet up nicely like this. So you kind of makes you feel that the rear of the CLA 45S is still best left for 2 instead of 3. But where it lacks, it makes up for some of the really cool family-like features, which is 2 isofix points. Usually most cars come with 1, but this comes with 2, so in case you have 2 kids, I suppose that sort of works out. Biggest flaw to me is the lack of rear aircon vents. In our climate, I think what you're paying for, you deserve rear aircon vents, but this doesn't have it, so I don't know, man. I also don't even know what this cubby hole is for. You can't put your phone, you can't put your wallet. It's too small for your phone, it's too small for your wallet. You could probably put a key fob, but I don't know why you want to put your key fob at the back for. Just below it, you've got 2 USB-C ports and another small compartment probably to put your coins. Roof lining, last but not least, is black. I think most Mercedes cars of late, they all come with this black roof lining. Sort of enhances the whole premium luxury sportiness of the car. Definitely looks better than the grey and the usual beige that most cars actually come with. All in all, it's quite an okay place. It's an okay place to be. I think, like I said, I think the biggest flaw to me, I reckon, is that the seats lack that Alcantara feel to make it a little bit more special. But other than that, gets the job done. Maybe the front will be sportier, so let's check out the front seat. Alright. Now the steering here is decidedly sporty, sort of enhances the whole cabin sporty feel of the entire front seat right here. This multifunctional steering wheel is big and it's chunky, half leather, half Alcantara, which is always a good thing because if you're going to drive around like a madman and you have like a bit of a sweaty palms like me, the Alcantara will definitely hold your palms in place without slipping whenever you turn. Of course, the biggest downside of all is for Alcantara steering, if your hand is constantly sweaty, it'll start peeling off after a few years, so that's just something you got to take note of. But for now, it feels good to the touch, really grippy, really thick and big. Now this multifunctional steering wheel here is a little bit slightly different from any other sort of sports steering from other car makers. This side of the buttons control this side of the screen. So if I do this, I can actually see my mileage, my fuel consumption, how fast I'm going, so on and so forth. Cruise control buttons are all here. Now this side of the button, or rather this side of the steering wheel, this button controls this side of the screen. So these two 10.25-inch screens that comes together, it's sort of split into two, so you don't really get confused. So right is for right, left is for left. If this is too much for you, you can also control it via the touchpad right here. This is nothing, this is for you to rest. This is for you to control. So you can go through the entire range, entire menu from the screen here, which apparently is also touch screen. Now, this here allows you to toggle between the different driving modes. So I'm in comfort right now. I can have individual, slippery, sport, sport plus, as well as race. The same button can be found here. I can toggle it from here, or I can toggle it from here while I'm driving. Same for these two buttons. One is for the exhaust note and one is for the gear, whether you want to drive it in auto or whether you want to drive it in manual. Again, these buttons can be found here. Now it's sort of cool, you can't really hear it right now. Now it's in balanced exhaust note, but if I press it and it turns red, there's actually a lower growl to it, and it's called powerful now. Now it's actually called powerful. Sort of gives you a rough idea just how much of a ruckus this car can actually cause. Now here is the more comprehensive thing, this screen right here. Now, you can have phone, navigation, radio, so and so forth, comfort. The cool thing about this is you have the AMG track pace, which sort of downloads all the different tracks around the world. Unfortunately, going in right now, they will just tell you there's no tracks in the vicinity, obviously because we are in Singapore. Another good thing is, you know how Mercedes-Benz, you can only adjust the seating position from this door panel here. While most, or rather all the cars are actually located just beside the seat, Merc always has it on the door, which sort of gives you more space to adjust. But if you want to adjust the bolsters, you have to go in via the menu, comfort here, and you can see all the seat kinetics, lumbar, as well as side bolsters. a range of 1 to 10. I'm currently on 0. 5 is the default, I think, but 5 is kind of tight and squeezy and I don't really like it, so I put it back to 0. It's still quite firm and tight. I'm sure it'll hold me in place. While you have to go through like several menus just to come into this option, it sort of clears up the buttons, unnecessary buttons so to speak, so it's definitely cleaner. But what's also clean is right here, if you realize that it's missing a gear lever. So that allows this entire space to be cleared up. So now you can have wireless charging with USB-C port and 2 cup holders right here. It's a lot of space here, honestly. You can dump a lot of stuff, your wallet, your phone, all that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, the gear lever is now here on the right side of the signal stock, as with most Mercedes-Benzes. It took me, I get very used to this because I've been driving a lot of different Mercedes-Benz test cars, so it's sort of second nature, but I suspect if you are a potential buyer of the CLA 45S, you won't take a long time to get used to. I know of Mercedes-Benz owners who got used to this like just in a couple of days, so shouldn't be a problem. Big question is, can this car, or is this car a true blue AMG? Well, I guess that's one way to find out. So 415 brake horsepower and 500 Newton meters of torque. What exactly does it mean? Let me show you. Now this is what it means. Can you guys hear it? Oh man, the oral pleasure that this car gives is amazing. I'm just overtaking for the sake of overtaking. You know, I'm not even in a rush, but I just feel like, no, I'm just doing it for the kick rather than the need. And that's just how entertaining this car is. Now, it's not exactly fun because fast doesn't necessarily equate to fun, and that's always my belief. Like a Swift Sport, for instance, can be much slower than this, but that is so much more fun than a CLA 45. But this car is properly rapid and it is entertaining. Now, you just keep wanting to change lanes because you just keep wanting to do overtaking for the sake of doing it. Because it's just entertaining. So the CLA 45S, yes, despite all that power and all that crazy horses and twisting forces, sending it to all 4 wheels, the question is this, right? Can you live with this car on a daily basis? So we're going to try it out. I'm on individual mode right now, and I always like to have my cars in individual mode because you can sort of like decide whether you want the engine to be in dynamic mode, or you want the exhaust note to be loud, you want the gearbox to be dynamic as well, or manual. In this case, you only have manual and D, which is like manual and automatic. So I'm in automatic. Let's try to put it to comfort mode, right, where it loosens everything up. But here's the thing, what I realize is, even if it loosens everything up, it's not to the point of being too slack. It's still relatively stiff. I reckon that if you actually put it in S Plus, which is Sport Plus, or even the race mode, you can get a little too stiff for everyday driving. It can be quite bumpy. So in comfort mode, it kind of soaks up everything nicely, quite smoothly, takes everything in its stride. So that's still rather acceptable. But I do reckon that some of you guys out there, or some of the potential CLA 45 S buyers out there would actually think, you know what, I'm not too sure if I can do this on a daily basis because it's going to be too loud. It's going to be the ruckus that it will cause, boisterous sound, the stiffness of the whole driving, it could actually be overwhelming. But to be honest, no, it feels exactly like a normal car in comfort mode, which I am in right now. Even if you take curves like this, I see in comfort mode, even when you attack curves like this, oh come on, CLA 45, look at the way it goes. It's so, oh my goodness, it's assuring, confidence inspiring. It's very, very composed, even in comfort mode. Now, I wasn't even in sport or race mode just now, where it should actually be more fun, but just in comfort mode, I wasn't expecting it to be that composed. Wasn't expecting it to be that assuring, but well, it is. So, there you have it. On the twisty bits, question is, can this be a proper AMG car? Come on, CLA. look at the way this car goes. Very well weighted, the steering sounds good. It just urges you to push harder and faster every time you reach a bend. It's exactly how you would expect an AMG to be, a proper AMG to be. Even though there are a lot of arguments that, no, a proper AMG should not be 2 litre, it should be a 6 litre, blah, blah, blah. But, well, this is a proper AMG, guys. Check this car out. It's so composed, it's so assuring, and this car, because the steering is so accurate and so precise, it just leads you to wherever it needs you to go all the time. What a car! What a car! So the Mercedes AMG CLA 45S, is it a will buy, won't buy, or go try? My answer, go try the car. I would love to tell you, say, you know what, if the pocket allows, it's deep enough, just go ahead and buy it. Why not, right? But I'll be downright honest, man. I think you need to go try the car, because for me personally, I think the CLA 45S is just too much for me. It can be a daily driver, yes, but I'm talking like 415 brake horsepower and 500 Newton meters of torque in such packaged in such a compact car. It's just a tad too much for me. It's always nice to have more power, nice to have more torque, but in this case, it's really just for boasting rights. Not too sure if it's actually all that necessary. And like I said, right, before, fast doesn't necessarily equate to fun. This car just feels a lot more like locomotive than automotive. So yeah, it's just a go try for me. You guys should try it out. It might not be for everybody. I mean, it's not exactly for me, but it might be just for you. So yeah, if your pocket allows, well, first step for me, I say go try. So there you have it, guys. This is the review of the Mercedes AMG CLA 45S. I hope you've enjoyed watching it as much as I've enjoyed driving it. I mean, what a car, man. Obnoxious, boisterous, lovely car. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and please feel free to share this video with your friends. Please also don't forget to hit the bell notification button so that you'll be notified every time we upload new videos. Also, feel free to comment in the comment box below. Tell us whether or not you will buy, won't buy, or go try the CLA 45S. In the meantime, stay safe, be well. Ciao.